Hello.
Hi, Robert.
Yes.
It's Dan Schawbel. How are you?
Good. How are you? You sound like a happy fellow.
I'm always happy, yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. It's infectious.
Yeah, I read your book when I was in high school, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Mandatory reading. So I got 7 questions for you. I think you already received them, right?
Yes, I did.
Great. And they don't have to be long answers whatsoever, just as long as you can get the message across. Yeah. All right, excellent. So, first question is, why is now the best time to be an entrepreneur in this economy?
Well, because number one reason is the economy needs jobs. And the government cannot create jobs. Only entrepreneurs can. So there is a national and international need for more entrepreneurs than ever before. But also, when the economy is down, it means the old guys are dying and the new guys can come on. And plus, you have the web now. The web is creating more entrepreneurs than ever before. When I was just starting out, we didn't even have cell phones. There was no such thing as an app for Apple.
So how can an aspiring entrepreneur with an idea start to build a business these days?
Well, I think the number one thing is it takes guts and it takes good advisors. And that's a very important question because you have to be careful who you take advice from. Most people are not entrepreneurs, so if you ask them about, should I start a business, absolutely they'll say no. So the benefit I had is I had my rich dad, and all he told me was I was going to screw up a number of times, and he would be there to guide me after I screwed up. Whereas my poor dad, he was an employee, and he just kept saying, don't do it, it's too risky.
What are the top 3 characteristics all entrepreneurs have?
Let me say this much, okay? I started my entrepreneur career in 1974. If I knew how much I didn't know, I would never have started. So the number one characteristic is you got to have guts, and you've got to be humble, and you've got to learn quickly, because there's no no path, So it's constant learning. I mean, I'm learning. I'm still learning today at my age. I never stop learning, especially with the new social media coming on and all that. I'm scrambling to learn faster. So if you don't have that capability of being humble and learning, you're toast because the world's changing too fast.
How important has branding been for you and your company? And how have you leveraged your Rich Dad brand to create an empire?
Well, if you're not a brand, you're a commodity, right? And the brand sells before you, good and bad. So branding is essential. I'll just say if you're not a brand, you're a commodity. If you're a commodity, you have to charge less. It's harder, I'll just give you my career in it. I learned about branding when I was working with the rock bands like Duran Duran, Iron Maiden, Van Halen, Boy George, The Police. It was really easy to open doors with a brand, but it was really tough if you're a no-name band,
Absolutely.
And it's tough, man.
What role has social media played in your life? Twitter, Facebook, as an entrepreneur?
Well, like I said, I'm an old guy, and I'm into it, but I spend probably $200,000 a month on social media. I have to hire, kids, basically, 20-year-old guys to do it for me. But I have a whole web, I have, 2 different sets of web teams and all that. I mean, it's crucial. It's the whole new frontier. It's fun.
What are your daily habits that have made and kept you successful?
That's a good question. I think the number one thing is focus. To say another way, success is not possible without sacrifice. And willing to focus and sacrifice it. And the reason I say that is I'm not that bright, and I don't learn that quickly, so I have to block out a lot of stuff and just focus on one or two things. So it's focus, that goes against what most financial advisors say to do, is diversify or de-worsify. I don't de-worsify, I focus. I started on a plan and I'm still working the plan. Since 74 to now, that's 35 years. I build companies and I invest my money, so I get richer and richer and richer.
And the last question is, can you learn how to be an entrepreneur at college, or do you need to figure it out for yourself?
I've taught entrepreneurial classes in college, and it's a different breed of cat. The number one skill that made me an entrepreneur was being a helicopter pilot in Vietnam. And the reason I say that is because was in Vietnam, I learned a very valuable lesson in life. I was a gunship pilot. And the lesson is there's no second place. Either you go home or they go home, but you both don't go home. And once I understood that, it gave me a different kind of drive. There's no second place. And I live my life that way.
Great.
So if you don't have that, and you're willing to settle for second place, you shouldn't be an entrepreneur. Because it's combat, war zone's a very hostile environment, and entrepreneurship's a very hostile environment.
Awesome. Well, if you have anything else, would you have anything you want me to promote, or any other messages you want to get across?
If you could talk about, you can follow me on Twitter at the real Kiyosaki, because I'll be doing a campaign with Donald Trump on our next book on entrepreneurship. The real Kiyosaki and Donald and I will be talking about entrepreneurship, and the reason we need entrepreneurs, not more government jobs.
Excellent. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you. Good questions. Good luck to you. I love your attitude.
Thanks, Robert. You have a good luck with your tour and everything.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Bye.